Welcome to our channel on near-death experiences, NDEs. We'll explore stories of people who've been on the brink between life and death, returning with new perspectives. These accounts offer a unique glimpse into existence, life's meaning, and the universe. Each video is a journey through transformative experiences and spiritual discovery. We're creating a space of understanding and sharing for these extraordinary stories. Whether you're here out of curiosity or seeking comfort, we hope to bring you peace and awareness. Join us on this journey of spiritual exploration. Every moment is an opportunity to grow and love. Thank you for being here with us.
After 38 years of pain and terror in remembering that fateful night in October 1960, the author still gets chills. What he finds difficult to explain is God's love and forgiveness that followed his suicide attempt. What he is about to recount was not a hallucination, but a personal experience he wishes to share with anyone who needs to feel God's love and the reality of the spirit, when suicide seems the only way out. If someone had told him this 38 years earlier, he would have laughed. He had married in 1948 to a beautiful woman named Patara, known to all, and felt privileged to receive her attention. At the time, he was a notary, always very busy, barely noticing the small clouds that obscured their relationship, without seeing the black storm that was brewing in the years to come. Many of his dreams and hopes faded, and he began to drink more and more, losing faith and becoming a dependent alcoholic, full of insecurities and feeling sorry for himself. After only 7 months of marriage, he discovered that his wife was having an extramarital affair. He continued to drink more, feeling guilty for ruining their life. Every time he discovered her infidelities, he lost control and directed words at her to make her feel guilty, but she continued anyway. She had gone out with a man when he decided to end it all and put an end to that life of suffering. He put the children to bed, listened to their prayers that at that moment had no meaning for him, having stopped believing long ago. After the children fell asleep, he took what he needed for the final journey: 2 bottles of sleeping pills and 3 bottles of brandy. He remembered that the doctor had told him not to mix the 2 things because he would die, but that was exactly what he wanted. He wrote a suicide note, took a handful of pills, swallowed them with bourbon, thinking, "It's done, I can't go back now." After the first bottle and a vial of sleeping pills, he felt a tingling in his feet and thought that maybe it wasn't enough, so he took more, swallowing them with more brandy. He felt a strong burning in his stomach. His vision blurred, and he saw a dark cloud approaching until he disappeared inside it. He felt himself moving through a tunnel at high speed. He didn't know if he was alive or dead, but he remembers looking back and seeing his body on the kitchen floor, wondering if that was death. A voice answered no, and to his surprise, a being of indescribable beauty appeared, emanating love, compassion, and warmth. He didn't know what to say, but the being spoke to him saying, "No, death shouldn't be like this, come, let me show you." He remembers moving with him to the edge of a precipice, looking down at a terrible scene of bare rocks and earth, without trees or grass. There were many people walking in circles, heads down looking at their feet, without a precise direction and bumping into each other. At the thought of having to reach those lost souls, he was seized with fear. Then the spirit said, "This is the hell that you have helped create. From here, you should return to Earth again and go through the same experiences you had before, and you should stay with them until then." He showed him scenes from his life, especially the last 5 years in which drinking had ruined everything, and the effect it had had on the children and how their future life would be. He saw the sadness they felt for losing him, the mother who would not take care of them ending up in an orphanage, the alcoholism that would also affect their lives leading them to drink, the daughter who would marry a violent molester for her own daughters. Then he saw that if he stopped drinking and rebuilt his life, their fate would also change for the better. At that moment, he decided he really wanted to take care of the children and become a good father, giving his best. The spirit, understanding his remorse, compassion, and love, told him with a stern voice from father to son, "Your life is not yours, that you can do what you like. Did you create yourself? No. Then you cannot decide to take your life." He burst into tears and the spirit added, "I'm not finished with you yet, your work is not done. Go, return and do what you now know you must do." Upon waking, the first thing he saw was the joyful face of his daughter Nancy, who had woken up and come to the kitchen to find him on the cold floor with his heart not beating. His wife was preparing breakfast, telling him to get up if he could. He felt tired but not drunk, and the stomach pain had passed. He would have liked to say that from then on everything went smoothly, but it wasn't so. Divorce and separation followed. He kept the children while she and her lover didn't want them. He changed jobs and, using savings, managed to give the children a good education and a good future, even though life was very hard. The memory of what he saw and learned in the other world fills his heart with confidence, reminding him of that biblical passage. Even though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil, for the Spirit of light is with me and illuminates my path. After that experience, he has no longer been afraid of death and looks at life with a spiritual vision, considering the responsibility of raising children a privilege, despite the experience being negative but with a more than positive result, with the children grown and settled and him with a heart at peace.
If you enjoyed this video or you're interested in the topics we cover on this channel, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content. Share the video with someone you think might appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Preface: near-death experiences, NDEs, can be profound, life-changing events. Remember, NDEs are subjective experiences, not proof of an afterlife or a guide for living. Channel purpose: this channel shares NDE stories and information, providing a platform for open discussion without promoting specific beliefs. Disclaimer: this content doesn't replace professional medical or psychological advice. If struggling with mental health issues, seek professional help immediately. If you've had an NDE and need support, consult a therapist experienced with NDEs. We don't promote suicide or self-harm. If considering suicide, contact a prevention lifeline immediately. Suicide prevention resources: National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Crisis text line, text HOME to 741741. Conclusion: we hope you find this channel informative. For questions, please contact us. Remember, suicide prevention is crucial. If you're struggling, seek help. You're not alone.